Hello and welcome to the Diva of Days for Lives. This is Carrie. Find me at Twitter at Diva of DOOL, Instagram Diva_of_DOOL, here on YouTube, Facebook, Diva Days for Lives. And we have Marianne here, who's at the wedding.
Hi, everyone. You can find me at mama_hooch on X, and I'm also on Instagram and Facebook.
We have Jenn here tonight.
Hi, I'm at IXJDK at Twitter.
And at the Witness Protection Program, we have our friend Ann.
I'm at, let me think, where am I at? Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to tell where I'm at. We're talking just metaphorically, on the social accounts. And I'm at Kazi Hooch with a IE, not a Y. Don't get confused because you won't find me. Hooch on Twitter or X and Instagram.
Okay. Oh, forgot to tell everybody, like, subscribe, share. And if you subscribe on YouTube, then you'll see us when we come live. And I wanted to say I was right on my prediction last week. Steelers lost badly last week to Cleveland, and which led to the Sunday night football game this tomorrow, which I predict that was going to happen because there's no way in hell the NFL was going to have
Fixed.
Yeah, it was fixed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm getting disgusted with football now.
Plus, there were some bad calls in that game last week.
It still was fixed. I think Roger was behind it too. He was horrible.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been that bad in a long time.
No, he could not hit a receiver. Yeah.
Like I said, Roger, what was your payout? What was your payoff? My son-in-law says it's more like entertainment now, like the WW, like wrestling.
Yeah.
It's not a true game anymore.
Mm-mm.
Look, what happened to Kansas City?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really want.
Well, I don't know.
For some reason, I don't really want to talk about it. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
Go Steelers.
What I'm meaning is, I don't think it was all Kansas City's fault.
No, I don't know. It was a combination of things, and honestly, I think if we're going to be philosophical about it, and why not? I think they just weren't hungry enough. I think they got. Every team has a variety of injuries, and yes, we had some various issues. And of course, Patrick Mahomes was injured, but he was injured on a game where they were lost anyway. They were going to lose. But I still love them. They're still my guys. Love them to death. I think some of them are very ingrained here in Kansas City and love the city and do a lot of good for the community. So I'm still supporting them. But am I really excited about the game tomorrow? Not really. But
neither am I.
I don't even know if any of our starters are playing.
I don't even want to.
Furthermore, I don't even know if I want any of our starters playing because if they get injured.
I don't want to frustrate myself again.
But yeah, it's a weird place to be for a Chiefs fan in the last 6 or 7 years. But at the same time, it also makes you appreciate things, more. And also, I guess because of fantasy football and also just having friends, like you guys are big Steelers fans and, a friend and some family that are big Broncos fans. And all. I don't really, even when it's, I guess my way is I look at it that there's some players I really like or some teams I just kind of like some of the people on them or I like to root for them if my team's not playing because of the people that I know that also love them. But I'm not super bitter. There's only a couple teams I just cannot stand. The Ravens. You better beat the Ravens. That's all I got to say. Because that's a long time. That's a long time, long history of not liking the Ravens. But, I've got a couple. I was telling someone the other day, I stopped hating the Bills. I hated the Bills for 30-something years.
Oh,
because they spoiled the Houston Oilers' chances in 1992. But after the DeMar Hamlin thing, I've really grew to appreciate them, and I don't hate them. So anyway, so I'm rooting tomorrow. I'm rooting for the Texans, the Broncos, the Steelers, and I have people in my life that hate some of those teams, whatever. But I'm rooting for them, for those 3 teams tomorrow. So go Steelers. And we'll see after that. We'll see where it goes. Because when I was in Houston, after the Texans came, Texans weren't winning a whole lot the first 5 years that they played. And so it's kind of fun to see them doing something now, but um, I'm just kind of going to enjoy the sport and watch some of the players I like and some of the teams and not get too caught up emotionally and being bitter or upset about it or anything. Because really, what can I do, right?
Right.
But anyway, so kick the Ravens' butts tomorrow.
Do you
And
want
Jen,
to?
I'm sorry to exclude you,
hope.
but since you're a Mets fan, it's really kind of a hard conversation to have.
Trust me, I'm in a lot of pain and I'm very pissed at the Mets right now. They traded their best players and they let two of them walk.
Oh, jeez.
The one guy who hustled, they traded.
Jeez. Anyway, so
So I feel your pain.
thanks. All
Anna
right.
start us off with the Kate update.
Well, okay. Well, first of all, after the Kate drought that we've had
Yeah.
and the disgusting amount of times that Kate should have been in a scene and wasn't, we won't go back to that. New Year's resolutions. Don't be bitter about football. Don't be bitter about Kate, but just be slightly irritated and annoyed when she's not on. Anyway, so she was actually on count them, 2 days in a row.
Wow.
On Monday and on Tuesday. And on Monday, she was more in her familial role. She was with her sons celebrating. She kept saying my two boys, and I kept thinking, well, she does have Austin, out there somewhere. He's in London? I don't know. Switzerland. I don't
Switzerland.
know.
And
But
Rex.
what's that?
And Rex.
Yep.
Yeah, I was trying to think there was another one. Yeah, that's right, Rex. So I knew she had 4 boys, but she was only talking about 2. And as far as she was concerned, the 2 that were in the room were the 2 that she was focused on. But it was nice to see Philip and then have Lucas back again. So I'm always happy. Every time there's Lucas's on, I'm always happy. But so Lucas and Philip met with Kate and they, and they kind of did some gentle ribbing about relationships and I guess Lucas is dating someone for the last few months, but he's not about to introduce her to anybody, and he's not about to tell them who it is. So I don't know if if this is supposed to be a mystery that's supposed to come up somehow or what. But he's not telling. And then they kind of teased Philip about being with Gabi now. So, does somebody hear a sound?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I think it's the air or something that vent something down here came on. Might be the
Okay.
heat because I'm down in
Okay.
the basement.
Okay, because I
'Cause
don't hear anything.
My other
from our
room is
place.
next to Vivian's room, and I don't want to be
Okay.
in there. I don't want to wake her up.
Oh, so
So I'm
well,
down where
anyway, I just wanted to make
can't
sure it
hear
wasn't
me.
something my phone was doing or something. Anyway, so they had conversations about, Gabi, and then at one point, one of them somehow Chloe, who shall not be named, topic came up, and Kate was like, "Yeah, we're not talking about her. We're not mentioning her name."
Don't say
And
that
then
name.
Philip's like, yeah, that's really weird about Chloe. And Lucas is like, yeah, Chloe. They're both like teasing her because they're both saying her name. And what was her quote? Diva, the dollar store diva. She goes, yeah, we
Oh.
remember you quoted that, Carrie, didn't you? Something about we don't need to talk about the dollar store diva. So yeah, so she's still rightly so not a fan of Chloe's. And so anyway, so they and when Lucas said, I'm not gonna, I don't want who I'm seeing to be intimidated or whatever. And she's like, come on, Lucas. She's, I know in the past I was probably more involved with my children's love lives than they should have been, but I'm mellowed now. I've mellowed a lot. And he's like, yeah.
Really?
He's like, well, yeah, no, I'm still not telling you who she is. And so I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if we're supposed to think if this is just a red herring kind of thing, or if there's actually some story that could be coming up. But anyway, so
Yeah,
and then
hold on a second. Hey, Jen, you're not recording for some reason. Okay, go ahead. All right, go ahead, Anna. Sorry.
so anyway, and then the other things that Kate was in was so Roman had gone to take Marlena some soup from the pub. And he said, yeah, my mom's voice kept coming to me saying, you need to get this soup to Marlena. And so, because it has healing properties and all, kind of talked about that. And so he got that over to her. And, it's kind of nice that Marlena is showing some vulnerability because she's always so stoic and always there for everybody else. So it was, I mean, I don't like to see any characters really suffering unless they're bad people, bad characters. But it was touching. And I think all of us could kind of relate a little bit to like when we've lost someone or whatever, that, it's hard during the holidays. So anyway, so she kind of broke down with Roman and he hugged her. And then he ended up taking her was it for a walk around some Christmas tree lane or street or
Yeah.
something like that, where they used to take, or Christmas lane or something, where they used to take the kids when they were little and stuff. And I thought that was really sweet. So that kind of got her in the spirit of Christmas. And then he's like, while they were walking in the town square, he's like, well, hey, why don't you join me and Kate? Why don't you come over and join us at the pub? And she's like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to just show up. He's like, no, really, join us. We'd love to have you. And so he brought his date back to meet his wife. No, I was kidding. No. So he and Marlena went over to the pub, and of course, Marlena, Kate was gracious with her and, know that they're trying to be supportive of her with her huge loss of John and everything. And then at one point when they were talking, I think it was Roman that said something like, yeah, Steve's really been working a lot since he's something
He's
about
all alone.
since he's running everything on his own
Running
or
his life.
something. And it really, she said it really triggered her, but she got up and Marlena got up and walked off for a little bit. And then Rome went and talked to her, and he's like, I think, he was like, they weren't thinking, he wasn't thinking, oh, Black Patch, Patch has got to carry the load because John's not there anymore, And so they had a little conversation about it. She wasn't mad. It just really went to her heart. It was just a reminder that John's not with us, and so there's that. And then he hugs, so they're off away from the table a little bit, and Kate's sitting there talking. I think were the boys still there? No, it was Lucas was still there. I think Philip had left. Yeah, because he found Gabi. He was gonna look for Gabi or something. So Kate's sitting there and she turns around and she sees Roman hugging Marlena. And she kind of gave a look, like she wasn't going to be like, oh, isn't that cute? But, she also wasn't going to be ugly.
Nobody
and
can
get up.
hug anybody and save
No.
them without somebody
No.
getting the wrong idea.
I know.
Oh,
Or
get it.
spilling coffee on them or, anything like that.
Yeah. I don't know.
So there was
But I
a
don't know
little
where
bit
they're
of
going with that.
there's a little bit of a flag of
Roman and
not
Marlena
jealousy,
again?
just uncomfortable.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I was the biggest Roman and Marlena fan back in the early '80s when it was Wayne
Right,
Northrup
Roman.
playing.
Yeah.
But I have never seen 1 ounce of actual chemistry between Chris Kosachek and Marlena.
No.
So,
Right?
Too
and
much
again,
other
I'm not
history
saying
there.
that. I mean, I love Cayman. I love Marlena. I mean, I love I loved Roman and Kate together. So I'm not like dogging Josh Taylor or anything. It's just he will always be Chris Koscheck to me.
Chris, yeah.
I do think of him as Roman too now, but like I don't see any. There's never any. I mean, there's friends, but I know there for a while they tried to put those two back together for years ago, and there was just zero. I mean, literally zero chemistry. So it's kind of nice to see that they're friends and they support each other. That part's fine, but I don't think Kate should be worried. In other words, now I think Roman definitely still has feelings for Marlena, always will, but I don't think it's reciprocated. So anyway, so I don't know what that little flash of not jealousy, but just a little uncomfortableness, because it was a little bit awkward.
Yeah, she's annoyed. Like she was
Yeah,
annoyed. Little.
Yeah, annoyed. But then, and then the next day, I think her main scenes, if all of her scenes, were with Xander. So she shows up at Titan on a holiday, and Xander's the only one working, of course. And then she walks in. He's like, have you ever heard of knocking? And she's like, I need to talk with you in private. And he's like, I was thinking he was going to say, again, have you ever heard of knocking? But he didn't. So anyway, so she comes in And she basically, after they talk and everything, what it boils down to is they're kind of they've formed an alliance to do some things behind the scenes behind Maggie and others to try to make money for Titan. And I don't know how it plays in with Bonnie's one stormy afternoon or rainy afternoon or whatever.
Yeah.
Is.
I was trying to
But
figure
I
out.
don't really get it. Like first of all, Bonnie's husband's a lawyer, right? So anything they did that was shady he would catch.
And they
He
never
would,
said their
he would have,
plan either, did they? It was kind
yeah,
of like
no. And
she
so
told him the plan
and
and
he
we didn't hear it.
alluded, and on Monday she alluded to this manuscript because she's like, oh, well, there was this manuscript unsolicited manuscript dropped on my desk, and Philip had flipped through it apparently, and he goes, yeah, Bonnie Larnart's novel or whatever, and romance novel, and then Lucas was kind of like, well, I'd kind of like to know if I'm in it. You know?
Yeah.
Or if there's anything in there about me, because that's what happened with Philip and
And then Bonnie.
Stephanie's book. Anyway, and then they're like, and they were kind of teasing him, and he's like, yeah, but I didn't know it was Bonnie, and it happened twice apparently that he got fooled. I don't know. I forget some of that, but anyway, so they had some good ribbing about that, but it had to do with this manuscript is how they kind of brought it up. So on Tuesday, she's like, I think we need to go bold. And I don't feel like Maggie has it in her to do that. I don't think. So the way she kind of approached it with Xander was, I think we need to do some things to save Titan. And I think we need to do them without necessarily including Maggie in, because I don't think she's going to be willing to do what we need to do to save the company. And she explained her own reasoning for wanting to save Titan, her history with Titan Publishing and helping to build it with Victor and all that. And so it's something she supposedly, is tied to a lot and cares about. So Xander's first response is, well, I'm not going to go behind Maggie's back. And she's like, well, why not? And he's like, well, Maggie's the only one at times that has stood up for me and supported me and believed in me that I could make something of myself. And I'm not going to just turn my back on that. And I think Kate was trying to say, like, it doesn't mean that you have to go against her, but just that we don't have to include her in everything. Is that kind of the gist of what you guys got? That she's not going to be happy if she finds out about this XYZ
Maggie's
plan that they have.
treating Xander like crap, so why should he care?
I know.
Yeah, and Kate
Good
kind of
for
brought that
Xander.
up. She said,
Yeah.
well, to be honest with you, she's barely tolerating you right now. So you don't really owe her a whole lot. But, basically persuaded him that everybody will be better off if they go forward with her plan. But she just knows that Maggie wouldn't go with it. So, or doesn't think she would. So she just feels like somebody more cutthroat needs to be making some decisions that need to be made behind the
So it
scenes.
sounds like it's a little underhanded
more-
because Kate and Xander.
Yeah,
are
that are.
Yeah.
And he said, well, is it legal? And she goes, oh, of course it's legal.
Yeah.
Which probably means it's
That's what
not
she
legal. But I mean, I'm just saying it would be dumb if it has to do with Bonnie's manuscript and they did something illegal, then that would be dumb because Justin's an attorney. But I don't know, because apparently it was unsolicited and it just showed up. So then do they put it under another name and sell it for, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what
have an idea. I know what they're doing. She's gonna try to trick DiMera into publishing it. I think Kate knows the book is crap. She doesn't want anything to do with it, but she's probably gonna try to pretend like it's a good book and see if DiMera tries to steal it off of her. Yeah.
And it's really not good. Yeah.
But I would rather read Bonnie's book than Stephanie's book, to be honest with you.
And she's going to use her granddaughter somehow.
And she's placing her granddaughter in the position in the mailroom. So yeah, I mean, I'm curious. I mean, maybe that's what it is, but I don't know. I mean, because since she wants Titan to make money, why would she? I mean, making DiMera fail or lose money would not necessarily help Titan.
Right.
So I'm not really sure I'm not sure how that. I mean, obviously, this is yet to unfold, but I don't know. Probably something like what you're saying, Carrie. But I don't. I just don't. I mean, unless it's okay, get them in a lawsuit with Bonnie, but even then, that doesn't help Titan. So I don't know. I guess this will unfold. But at any rate, after Kate kind of laid out the plan, he said, what was the word he used? He said this was shrewd. It was a shrewd move. I think the shrewd was the word he used. And he said, so he was well, and also he agreed that with her that Maggie had been treating him like crap and that really, at this point, you can tell he still appreciates Maggie, cares about her, but he doesn't really owe her anything at this point in the situation. Although she's keeping him around. He
Mhm.
kind of does. She kind of does. But anyway, so looks like Kate and Xander will be working behind the scenes together. So that should be interesting.
Yep. Yep. Anybody have any 2 cents on that? Nope. Anna pretty much covered it.
Yeah.
All right. Marianne, what was Tony up to this week?
You know what? I think I hear my granddaughter. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me go. I'll be right back. Okay.
Gotcha.
All righty.
Okay.
Poor little thing. Okay, well, I'll do it for her. Yeah, so Tony finally got reunited with Anna this week.
About
So that was
time.
nice. Gosh, I don't think she's been on since maybe July. Yeah, it's been a while. So, and I honestly don't remember too much else this week.
They're trying to decide whether to pull the plug on Peter.
That's right. Yeah. So yeah, I thought they made the right decision letting Kristen decide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Well, and also Tony and Anna kissed a couple of times. So we got
Yeah.
some Tana kissing. We got some Tana reunion, which was lovely. So I enjoyed that. So yeah. And she got a little bit of lipstick on his lips.
I noticed that. That cracked me up because I remember back in the 90s, the soap magazines would tell you how they kissed and not messed up their lipstick. And basically they just blot and blot and blot and blot and blot to the point there's kind of like nothing to come off your lips. So that cracked me up. Unless they did it on purpose. I mean, that's
Yeah. Now, what would have
yeah.
made it better is if she tried to remove it with her, like, oh, like you. But yeah. So that was nice. It was really nice. Because remember when they were first reunited in 2007, and then like we did finally get some side angle kisses, but like we kept being like, when are they
Yeah.
gonna kiss? When are they gonna kiss again? So it was nice that we got a couple of kisses and that they were totally Tony and Anna.
Yes.
Yes. And EJ was totally on board with pulling the plug on
Yeah.
Peter.
Yeah, he offered to pull it himself. I
Yep.
think.
He said, I'll do it.
Yeah. And I have to say, Stacey Haydug was
Oh my-
fantastic this week. She just killed it. So, so good. So they gathered around Peter's bedside and they said, hey, we're leaving this up to you. We support whatever you want to do. And then she said she was going to let God decide and decided to take him off the machines. And it looks like with the promo that came out this week, it looks like Peter wakes up.
Knew that was
Yeah.
gonna happen.
I mean, it makes sense because, like I was complaining last week, what was the point of having him on there and making a big deal about it if he's only going to be on for a week or two? That was
Yeah.
kind of dumb.
He's probably gonna escape or something, and then we'll always have Peter out there again.
Or maybe he'll be the
Lurking.
one wreaking havoc on everybody.
Maybe. Well, my question too was, isn't their mother alive? 'Cause
Yep.
couldn't
Yeah.
she have been the one to make that decision? They never thought about consulting her. But
That's
anyway,
true.
whatever. I mean, she's not even up at the hospital. Anyway.
Yeah, I never thought, that why she's still in Airmed and didn't come to town. Yeah, that is
It's
kind
not
of
that
odd.
far, right?
Unless she's afraid of EJ.
Yeah,
Oh.
probably.
I just remembered something about Lucas. Did you see the scene where Lucas was outside and Kate was off screen and basically illegally parking? He kept saying, "Mom, you can't
Yep.
park there, Mom."
No, I haven't seen that. I think that must have happened on Thursday.
Yeah, I think so.
So
Yes.
because Lucas was on Thursday, but I didn't see. I had to fast forward. I mean, I had to skip to Friday, to watch a little bit of Fridays before tonight. So I'm gonna go back and watch that. So that's hilarious. Mom, you can't park. That's great. They've had
Yeah,
some famous interactions over the years that are
Yeah.
legendary. Oh man,
He
that's
needs
funny.
to
yeah.
be a regular. I'm sorry.
He needs to be he needs to be on there. Yes. Literally always happy when Lucas is on. I don't care what's happening or how dumb they make him that week or whatever. Oh, I just love Brian Datilla.
Half asleep.
So good.
I got her back.
Okay.
She
Aw,
wants
she
her
just needed her
mom, but
grandma.
Oh.
anyway, I'm back.
So, yeah, we discussed Tony and Anna and Peter and Kristen. Did you want to add anything about that?
For Tony, yeah, they were talking about, I guess all the siblings were getting together, right, to talk about pulling the plug on Peter. And
Mhm.
Kristen said she was about her not being like a true DiMera. Did you say about Tony? Mentioned that. He said, well, neither was he, you know. So they all were talking about how they think they all bonded more
Yeah.
together, all of them. Then we had Tony and Anna, which was nice to see.
Yeah.
Did you see how they color coordinated with their outfits? The red and the
Always.
black, red tie, red
Mhm.
handkerchief. She had the red necklace. Yeah, but I guess she's
Yeah, and he was wearing her
taking
lipstick
him
too
away.
after a while.
What's?
He was wearing her lipstick too.
Oh yes,
You
yes.
didn't notice?
Yeah. And then of course she's saying it. She wants to get out of Salem again and go traveling.
Yeah, she wants to
He
get
needs
away
to
from the
tell her,
Viper's nest.
no, I'm staying here and I'm gonna run DiMera. But anyway, that's my gripe about that. They're always having Anna dictate what they're doing, So anyway, you guys probably covered. I think that's mostly what he was involved in, the reunion with Anna and the discussion
Yeah.
about Peter.
Mhm.
Okay.
And the Wraith tells Gabi Stefan is dead. And basically the proof that Vivian gave him was just a picture of a gravestone that looked like it was made by AI and a death certificate that was recent, not back when he actually died in October. The whole thing looks shady as
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah. And even Rafe's, but isn't he kind of believing it? I mean, come on. But Gabi really doesn't, I don't think. Gabi has hope that he's still alive. They said his heart gave out.
Yeah.
Jake's heart gave out.
Yeah. Jake's heart gave out. Yeah. Yeah, and she told Gwen because Gwen was involved with Jake from the beginnings. And I'm liking Gwen and Gabi together. I'm glad they had another
Yeah.
scene. That was nice. Well, and thank God this scene went nowhere, but Kat and Chad literally ran into each other at the hospital and separated. So looks like they stuck a fork in them. I think they're done now. But with all that going on, though, EJ gets a call from Sydney saying she's having panic attacks, and he actually leaves town. So that was kind of odd
Why not just have
with
Sydney
everything going
come?
on.
Yeah, like
Tell Sydney to come there.
yeah, that's just weird. Yeah.
Yeah, we need
Why
to
are
see
they
her.
not casting her? Why
Yeah.
are they not casting her? It makes no sense.
No,
Really
you can check
annoying.
for anybody else.
It's so annoying for her to always be referred to.
Yes.
Yeah, stick her with the college kids, As long as she's
Maybe
younger
they
than
don't know what to
Johnny,
do with
then
her.
that's good.
They need
They
a
need
storyline, I
Noah.
guess.
And Noah, yeah. There's a lot of kids out there floating around that they could bring back to the show. You'd have Claire back for Theo, too. Okay.
Ugh.
They were happy for like 10 seconds.
Jeez.
No. Yep.
Well, at least he's not mad that she's pregnant. He's just worried.
Yeah.
Like
He's just
he's
worried
scared. Basically, he's
that her
scared.
cancer could come
He's
back
scared that
and he
she's
could lose.
right.
That's
Because
understandable.
at first,
there.
when I realized he was going to be upset, I was like,
Right.
man, I'm going to feel like punching him in the face because it's like, but then when he shared his reasons, I could understand, I could understand that concern. And of course, she's mad that he's she doesn't want him working at DiMera still, but he's like, I'm kind of liking the money while it's good. While I can,
Yeah.
it's like I'm not planning on being there forever, but I'll fill in
Let's
while
hope he
Theo's
doesn't go to the dark
recovering.
side like his dad.
Yeah.
Be one of the seen that happen.
Yeah, I thought they both kind of handled the whole conversation badly because I think they should have said, hey, let's talk to the doctor.
Yeah. See what
And,
the doctor says.
And see, he was just saying, oh, no, let's just not have this baby. And I thought that was, you haven't even talked to the doctor yet, but see what the doctor says and how they can monitor her and keep an eye on her and make sure she's okay. So, yeah, that really bugged me. But then Melinda's back in town, which I was happy to
I
see.
like her.
I need to.
Mm-hmm.
So she's handling Chad with the mediation. EJ asked her to. And I think she was working a bit with the whole Rachel situation too. That should be fun. Speaking of Rachel, looks like she's gonna get in trouble again with Sophia.
Yeah.
Wonder what they're up to. Oh, Sophia wants to bail. She wants to escape. Acted normally, they would probably let her
You would
out.
think.
You know,
I think she's going to go after
that'd be the
Johnny and
easiest way to
Chanel,
get out.
try to get the baby back. See that happening.
But she doesn't want the baby. You know, I don't know.
I think she still wants Tate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think. Yeah, and Melinda visited her in a hospital, so that was nice of her
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, I was glad to see Melinda as well.
Alrighty, who wants to talk about the Leo Javi wedding?
They're sweet.
They were
Romantic.
cute.
Yeah. I thought they both.
I haven't seen it yet.
I thought they both did a good job, and Javi really is really emotional and in love with Leo, which I don't know. And Leo is believable too. You know, they ruins Javi. Yeah, he said their vows.
My question is,
Yeah, Leo.
would it hurt their little lives when they're speaking Spanish to write the English on there?
Yeah, there's a lot of Spanish being spoken lately. Yeah, I mean, I guess they don't want to bother with the captions. I don't know why.
Well, Gabi read something
thought
and then
they're,
Ari said it in English.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm talking
yeah,
about
that was nice.
Javi.
Oh, Javi.
Yeah, he's
Well,
constantly
he's
speaking.
more or less Leo supposedly learning Spanish.
Yeah, but it doesn't do me any
Yeah.
good.
I
don't know what he's saying.
I just love how they kept switching to Gwen, showing Gwen, and she's looking at her, looking around, like looking for Dimitri to show up to stop the wedding, but he never showed until after the wedding. He looks different. He looked different. Longer
Little
hair,
bit.
something.
Yeah.
I don't like the hair. No,
Yeah.
don't like it.
No, because he
Like, I
had the
didn't even recognize
slick back hair. Yeah. Yeah, it's totally different.
Who is this?
Dimitri.
Who?
the Dimitri.
Oh, he showed up?
Yeah, at the very end.
The end of
Oh,
right after they were married.
okay. Because because of
Did you
course
see the look on
I
Javi's?
missed that very last frame.
Maybe they'll end up being a throuple.
Oh
It
boy.
doesn't look like it with the promo. Yeah, Javi's like crying in the promo for next week, so I don't think so. But I thought Leo and Marlena had some great scenes this week because Leo was freaking the F out before the ceremony about writing his vows, and he didn't think he was good enough for Javi, and she talked him
Which
into
is
going
true.
for it. So that was really nice.
He isn't.
Some people change, though.
Lucas had good
Yeah.
scenes with Ari.
And Ari still doesn't like him, which I didn't know at first that
yeah.
Ari didn't like him. That kind of came out of the blue.
She's really been making that known lately, hasn't she?
Yeah,
She
So I
didn't
don't know.
really act like she didn't like him for a long time,
Or that it didn't bother her that much.
which is fine. I had forgotten that history with her fathers. I mean, I don't
Well,
blame the
yeah.
kid for having some issues with him.
Leo was not a nice guy when he first came on.
No.
He was nasty.
But he was always funny.
Of course, so was Xander. But now I like him. But so was Xander. I love Xander. Xander was. I can stand him when he first came on.
That's what I understand about this storyline. Say Joy is the one who's stalking Alex or Stephanie. You would say she is in town and she is doing that. You would think she would go after Leo, because Leo's the one who broke up her parents' marriage.
That's true.
So,
Oh, yeah.
I'm crazy Nancy.
Wait,
Yeah.
who did they think? Wait,
Joy.
say that again because I missed something.
Joy Wesley. Yeah, you would think that she would hate Leo the most. You'd think that she'd be the one to sabotage the wedding instead of, worrying about Alex and Stephanie.
Is there a sighting of Joy? Do they see?
There's
Has
just
she been on?
hints.
Oh, okay.
No, there's just hints.
No.
Yeah, this Alex keeps talking about a baby, and we all know Joy left town
Pregnant.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
pregnant.
That
Yeah,
makes sense, actually. That she'd be trying to freak them out and stuff.
yeah, but
I mean,
that's
if
what I'm
you're
saying.
psycho, I mean,
But yeah, I feel like she should be directing it towards Leo and not Alex and Stephanie. So you think she would bust up Leo's wedding? I don't know. That was my opinion. Oh, and speaking of Alex and Stephanie, so they went to the bistro, and Kayla was there, and it was all set up because Alex proposed to Stephanie at the bistro.
Yeah.
So
was
they
sweet.
kept that under wraps pretty good, didn't you think?
Yeah, I did it with the
Yeah.
presents, each smaller box.
Yep.
Yeah, it's cute. Surprised her. Yeah.
And then a note with a proposal. Yeah. And then Caitlin and Steve were in on it, and he said he asked for her hand in marriage. So we think that wedding is going to happen.
I don't know.
Probably.
Took her a while to say yes.
I don't know, because when Joy shows
Really?
up with a kid, Stephanie doesn't want to
Yeah.
have. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think Stephanie wants
I don't
kids.
know.
Or not right away, she says.
Yeah.
How old is she? I don't know what you're waiting for. Wait too much longer.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Say if she's 35 and over, yeah, she needs to work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do we have any nominees for Diva of the Week?
I forgot to think about that.
Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I was actually thinking
Yeah.
Kate or
Well, I
even
didn't.
She's scheming. She's got. I think she's going to. Yeah. Well, they'll give her. It could be a
Well,
good
Hannah.
storyline for her. Hey,
Yeah.
I think
didn't
it could
see
be.
her as being a diva so much as devious, yes, but
Devious.
diva.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think being a diva in terms of the diva of the week is someone who's like, it's all about them. I don't know. It's just like, everything, the world's collapsing around everyone, but their problems are worse somehow, or Rafe being dumb and annoying, like getting on Cat all the time about stupid crap and stuff. Those are the kind of things that I look at. But yeah, I mean, Kate is a diva in a lot of ways, but I don't know. Let me think. What about this
Yep.
isn't a diva, but I just thought about Sophia. When she hugged Melinda and she started to kind of cry. It was like, because Melinda was like, I miss hearing your voice. So when she went to visit
Yeah,
her,
I
I was
thought
like, that
she's
was
gonna
kind of touching.
Break
That really
down
was.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously Sophia is gonna do something and then run away. So it's gonna be something bad if she's planning on not coming back to her. Because like even when she was telling Rachel that she was gonna do something, she's like, "Well, and you're not gonna go back." She's like, "What about your parents?" She's like, "Well," she gave reasons why. They're always arguing and yelling, and I always have to be perfect for my mom, and blah blah blah. And then she's like, "Well, what about your little brothers? You're gonna say goodbye to them forever?" And you could tell she kind of had a little like, oh, kind of thing. And then, but when Melinda came in and said, I really miss your voice. Anyway, so, and she made a comment about how, I know you didn't want your baby to go to Johnny and Chanel, but from what I hear, they're taking wonderful care of him and, all that. And then when she said, I really miss your voice, and they hugged, seemed genuine. There was genuine emotion, it seemed, from Sophia. Not that Melinda could see that, but
Yeah.
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 So I don't know about. I would go with Johnny as a diva. I don't have a problem with that.
What do you guys think? Johnny?
Yeah, I can't think of anybody else.
Okay. All right. So spoilers for next week. I saw Dimitri versus Gwen, so that should be interesting. Thea wakes up,
Good.
and I saw Belle and Chad are going to help each other move on,
Oh, gee.
which I cannot see those two together.
No.
With each other.
Nope. Especially
Ugh.
after she just dated EJ. She's going to go after another brother. Yeah, Lord.
And in the crypt, they already got to discussing how Abigail had passed through most of the family.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe Chad's trying to get revenge on EJ by sleeping with Belle.
Yeah.
I don't think he would do that, but
that would just be no. I mean, even Belle laughed when it came up. Something came up somewhere where it was indicated
she
that
was on
Chad.
the app. Yeah, she was on the same
that's
one.
right. She
Yeah.
matched, and she like, "You believe my first person I matched with is Chad?" And they're like, "Chad who? Chad DiMera?" I mean, she didn't exactly sound like. I mean, and I'm not knocking Chad. I'm just saying, like, she didn't seem to think it was plausible or whatever. So,
well, she's
I
old
don't know.
enough to be
That's
his
just-
mother.
I don't know about
Yeah.
that.
No, it's not that.
I don't think so.
Well, look at
What is-
Gabi and Theo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mid
that's true.
30s. She mid
Although,
Yeah, she's probably 40 maybe.
late 40s.
Yeah.
Late.
although technically Gabi was only like 18 when she had Ari, so she's
Or
like
younger.
would be like 36, 37. But I
Yeah.
think she's older than that, but who knows? I don't know. It's always hard to tell on, soaps.
And
I know
Sarah and
Sydney should
Brady.
come back to town, and she should be she should run into a guy whose nickname is Pocket. I'm determined that Pocket's gonna have to come back someday.
Yeah, Pocket does for sure.
That has to come back. He has to come back. He's
Philip doesn't have
Philip's
any
son,
kids.
and
Yeah,
he's Philip's baby.
yeah. And they took that
Anyway,
one baby from him and gave it to Dr.
Ugh.
Jonas. Yeah. So Philip needs his son.
yeah.
Oh, so Sarah and Brady kissed, and Xander fires Brady next week.
You kind of know what the
Xander
reason
fires
is there.
Brady.
Yep.
Yeah. Kissing and
Plus, is
mistletoe.
Brady ever really at work? What does Brady do?
I was going to say, what does
I
Brady
guess
do
it's
at
Basic
Titan?
Black.
It's basic black, right?
It's
But it's
Basic
under
Black,
Titan.
Basic
but
black.
they never even show it. There's
No,
they've
Mm-mm.
never even show it in terms of what they're doing.
doesn't have a
They never
job,
talk
doesn't
about it.
work,
They
doesn't
never,
have his own house. Brady.
I bet you
Gotta
I
love him.
bet you that Eric Martsolf cringes every time he has to say, well, it's well past time I find my own place.
Yeah.
I bet you he's just like cringes sometimes.
Even at fan events when you
Yeah,
talk
you
to
are
him,
kinda
fifty
he's got
something.
how do you do this with a straight face, all this with the women and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. He's always defending Brady somehow.
Yeah, I bet it.
Has to
Yeah, play
defend him.
dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine him going to Maggie saying, Maggie, well, it looks like I'm going to be staying here a little longer than I
Yeah.
thought because now I'm unemployed.
I mean, he does
I
have like
can't afford my
trust
own
fund
place.
money. Okay. I mean,
I'm
the
sure he
sad part
does,
is
or his
most
dad.
of these people have plenty of money that they could actually have a place, And I
Yeah,
keep
wait.
waiting for one of Brady's, and I love Brady, but like I keep waiting for one of his relatives to be like, or even Tate say, well, Dad, you did get a pretty big payout a while back, and probably is time for you to get your own place.
Did he get
but
any
all
of his
these
dad's
people
money?
have decent money. Like even,
Yeah.
even Johnny got some. Could get his trust fund money if he needed to. But I don't know. Anyway, I just find it humorous. I know they have people living in group, under the same roof because it makes it easier for drama. Well, yeah, the sex, but the sex.
They always did
the sex
Curiouses and the
and sex.
DiMeras.
But
A lot of that.
we get it. We understand, but it's still kind of funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
Yeah, so poor Maggie. She's going to be
Thanks,
stuck
Lotus.
with Brady. And I still didn't figure out where Tate is. Is Tate still with Marlena or what?
I think he's staying with Marlena.
I don't know,
Where
'cause
is
that's
Tate?
going to be weird if when Holly comes back and if Tate's moved in. I don't know. It'll make things a lot easier for them. They won't have to borrow the Hernandez house. They can just have their own wing.
Yeah. All right. Is anybody have anything else before we wrap up?
Nope.
Nope.
All righty. Get some sleep, everyone.
All
Yeah.
right. Take care.
Yep.
Yay.
Take care, everyone.
All right.
Go
All
Steelers.
right. Good night, guys.
Yeah.
Night.
All right. Bye.